Well, well, guys, it's season 6 of Kenny's Two Pennies. Just when you thought it was safe to come out from underneath your bed because I have a lot to say about things, guess what? I'm back. And I'm gonna start off with a quick little thing about last Friday night's cardiac Q's thing in the Dome. Boy, I tell you what, either we totally underestimated Villanova, or the thing is, we didn't prepare. Thing is, I think we kind of underestimated Villanova. That Robertson is a damn good quarterback. He really showed it. This guy, I think, is definitely a pro prospect. I mean, to say the least. He ran up and down all around. He threw some nice passes. This guy, Robertson, was for real for Villanova. But you know, I think Syracuse kind of underestimated him and underestimated Villanova. This was probably Villanova's biggest game in quite some time, with the exception of the FCS championship. And you know, we nearly blew it. If only he hadn't shanked that field goal. If only he hadn't been stopped at the 4-yard line on that 2-point conversion in double overtime. But I also have something to say. Shaper's gonna have a lot to work on. Boy, we didn't have any guts down there by the goal line, especially in overtime when we could have stuffed it down Villanova's throat. Hey, we outweighed their defensive line by 50 pounds. We couldn't stuff it in. You gotta do a little work there, Schaefer. And you also gotta do a little work with Terrell Hunt, who decided to act like a thug near the end of the first half. On that nice run, what does he do? He punches that Villanova defender. And guess what? He's out. And of course, we get to look at Austin Wilson, but I don't think Austin Wilson had planned to come in it to the game like that. You know what? The NCAA is going to take a look at this, and I'm not surprised if Hunt gets suspended for a game. Maybe the Central Michigan game. But you know what? That behavior hurts, Hunt. Hey, take the thug out of you and be a team player. This is the Syracuse Orange. You are expected to be their leader. Act like it. And while I go from the cardiac Q's, I got a couple more things to talk about. First, the crazy weather this summer. It's been wetter than usual up here in the Northeast. And what did that do? For the first time in 34 years, an annual rite of Labor Day weekend was postponed around here. For 34 years, an event that started to help the people deal with one of Italy's greatest tragedies has turned into the biggest Italian festival in the Finger Lakes. Well, this year Mother Nature didn't cooperate, and it postponed the St. Anthony Italian Festival. I kind of wondered what we were going to do this weekend. No cannolis, no pizza, no Hawker steak sandwiches, no Italian music, no Father Beattini Award, no fireworks. What are we going to do? Ah! Well, thankfully, the heads there prevailed, and they're going to hold it on Columbus Day weekend. I think a pretty apropos time to hold the St. Anthony Festival this year, and hopefully next year it can get back to its regular time. But I do say congratulations to Mike Scaglione. He's been a long-time family friend. He has come over to my house quite a few times, especially with my brother Chris. And he's a good father, a good businessman, and a good man of the community. He's the recipient of the Father Beattini Award. And I congratulate you, Mike. You deserve it. Next, I'm going to take a minute and talk about another thing that's been big this summer. Heck, people are all talking about the proposed casino that's going to go in just north of the Thruway, north of Thruway exit 41. And there's a lot of people that are for it, and there's all those people up there in Tyre against it. Of course, a lot of the Amish and Mennonites are against it. You want to know what I think? I kind of think it might be a pretty good boon for the economy. You know, Seneca Falls needs the jobs. Seneca Falls needs the Seneca County as a whole actually needs the shot in the arm. But let's hope it's not a 38. But the truth is, Seneca County could use the jobs. Of course, you got all those certain NIMBY skeptics that say, oh, it's going to raise crime. Oh, it's going to raise traffic. Everything. Hey, this casino helps to benefit New York State, helps to benefit Seneca County as a whole. You know, stop this NIMBY.
Love it.
That always seems to happen whenever a big thing wants to come in. That's what people say, especially, hey, people always argue, we need another store, we need more income housing, we need more prisons, we need more of this, but don't build them here. Yeah, NIMBY, not in my backyard. You know what I want to say? Hey, not in my bull, you. And last but not least, I want to talk about a couple things with the media here. Boy, the media always loves to stilt things, you know what I mean? Heck, out there in Ferguson, they all had to say, hey, it was an unarmed black kid who was shot by a white cop. Well, you know, didn't do your homework. Hey, that black kid robbed a convenience store a little while before. And you know what? When you're caught, you're caught. Hey, he didn't want to go to prison for a thing he committed. And the thing is, he fought with a cop. And what'd the cop do? He defended himself. Yeah, I mean, he had to fire several shots, and everybody's saying, oh, this kid was unarmed. Hey, this kid did something before. You gotta think. But of course, the media wants to still it to raise the ear of the minority community. Ugh. What is with the media? They don't do their homework as always. And also I want to say they didn't do their homework as always with Tony Stewart. You know, Tony Stewart, I mean, he was caught in an unfortunate situation there in Canandaigua. And I mean, Kevin Ward took his own life into his hands by getting out of the car to confront Stewart. And I mean, I've watched how those sprint cars drive and everything. They're rear-wheel drive, and they do not exactly turn on a dime. What did Ward do? He got right in Stewart's way while arguing that he thought, oh, Stewart bumped him. When, you know, Stewart just barely grazed him. I mean, they did touch a little bit. Ward gets into the wall and he tries to act all big shot. But I mean, Stewart, I mean, I think he definitely didn't want to do anything to Ward, but Ward decided to take his life into his own hands. And when you do that, and when you be so reckless like he did because of anger, that's what happened. Sadly, Ward lost his life. Truth is, Stewart wasn't guilty of anything but being a good driver. And Stewart, I mean, I think he would have done everything possible to avoid Ward. But of course, the media said Stewart killed Ward. Stewart didn't kill Ward. It was Ward's own stupid, you know, anger that got him into this situation. And of course, he paid with it for his life. Oh well, what's the media to do? You know, they stilt the truth anyway. Why don't you go on a 30-foot high one and fall off so the media can do us a favor? Leave us the hell alone. Well, that's it for my rants this premiere episode of Kenny's Two Pennies. I'm Ken Haas, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it this week.